I just wanted to check in with y'all, check in with my people about what's going on in my life. I am not operating super intuitively right now. I was like, oh, I should give a Monday intuitive message. And I went into meditation last night and I was like, what is the message? And the flow of information was just saying all kinds of things about the book that I'm writing. I am deep in a writing process right now, and stuff is just flowing out of me for the book that I'm writing. And so I'm getting excited about it. The book is called Deconstructing Love, and I've been writing it synchronistically since last Valentine's Day. And then I stopped writing it for months. And I was like, oh no, I wrote 70 pages. I wrote 60,000 words. Oh no, maybe 60,000 characters. And then I couldn't write anymore for months. And I'm writing again. And the book has always been in me. It's not that I need new information, but it is a labor to get the words out of me and get them organized and like proofread everything. So I'm deeply in a writing process, and I'm not doing a lot of intuitive messaging or communicating. And I actually turned off my readings, and I'm going to be taking a few weeks off, which feels right. I have been sitting in this liminal space knowing that I'm going to move out of my intentional community. And the reasons that I'm moving are that the house is too loud. There's no place for me to be able to record my videos that's quiet enough, that has enough privacy. I'm recording this in my room under the big light, which I hate. And there is beautiful light in the living room, but there's a bunch of people in there. And if I go outside, there's a bunch of street noise because we live in a busy shopping district. So these are just some of the things that I learned that don't work for me in an intentional community. And in the next place that I live, I will have more alone time and more quiet time. I knew that I would be moving deep into the winter. It was already told to me by one of my tarot card readers. So I've been knowing that I would move in January or February. And I've been really impatient with that. I've just been like, yes, but where and when and like what are all the details? And I am very susceptible to wanting to know the information, just like a lot of you who come to me for readings are. I sort of have two options that I'm looking at. I'm either going to move in with my romantic partner and we will just live in a place, or I will create some sort of intentional community situation, but the intentional community will have much less people and it'll be much less structured. One of the issues I'm having in my life right now is that my intentional community requires a lot of meeting time and social time and sort of time dedication from me. And I'm interested in spending that time in other places. I actually am not interested in forming relationships with the people who live in my intentional community. And I've had a recognition during this chapter of my life that I emotionally disengage from groups when I don't feel listened to and I don't have a place in those groups. And guess what? I chronically feel that way in a lot of different groups. And so that's something that I'm going to be looking at in my emotional patterning and my choice making for the next community that I build, that I am able to stay emotionally engaged. When I helped create this intentional community house, I thought that we should build it around common political interests. So the people that live in this house hold a lot of the same political views. They love recycling, they are queer, they are very community oriented. And a lot of them work for nonprofits, work in the mental health field, work in the healthcare field. They are helping giving people. And what I recognize now is the house should actually be built around lifestyle. And the lifestyle misalignments are the people that I live with are too loud for me. And they hang out in the common space and they are giggling and they're happy. And it turns out that I need a house that's actually kind of quiet and has more introverted energy and has people who are like reading. which is it's kind of a tall order when you get a lot of different people together. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe the common space has to be detached from my living space somehow. But yeah, so I'm like, I don't know if am super vibing with community right now, because I just kind of want to be alone, and I already have too many people who want my energy, which is just very different from the spring of 2023 when I moved in here and I felt so alone and so isolated and I really needed people around. Now I'm just like, oh my God, I have too many people who love me. Get away from me. So yeah, there are some needed changes. And I just need to go back to the forest. I need to go back where it's quiet, where I can be a forest witch. I'm also very much stepping into a career of being a writer, and I think taking ownership of my leadership qualities. And I'm really curious to see how those happen, because leadership has burned me out so much in the past. But I'm recognizing now that people look to me to be a leader in some way, and I don't know how to channel that energy. But I'm excited about the next chapter. And if you know of a house that is for rent in the Portland outskirts where it's quieter and near green space, get at me, because I'm still looking for a place to live.